morning. It's 7:20 in the morning on August the 4th. Yes, my first contract day. And I'm gonna vlog now because I don't really know how the day is gonna go in terms of me having time to stop and like chat for a bit. Woke up at 6, got dressed. Here I am. I'm wearing my new Warby Parker glasses, the ones that are like that light bluish gray color, and I really like them. Just to reflect on the start of this new school year, in all honesty, I have like anxiety about this school year, and I was talking to Taylor about it. That was one of the things we talked about yesterday, and I'm not really sure what it's about. Like, part of me feels like it's just anxiety because last year was so just out of the ordinary and we didn't really know what to expect. And to a certain degree, this year is kind of the same. Like, it's closer to normal than what last year was, but I still don't really know what to expect because there are things that are going to be a little bit different, and we're still just like on COVID watch and COVID alert. And even though I had kids in the class with me towards the end of the year last year, it still feels like I have to reacclimate myself to having kids in the class, and that doesn't really make sense. And then I also think it's because the house system, like, you know, just making sure that runs as smoothly as possible and that there's staff support and staff buy-in and student buy-in. So yeah, so I didn't work on it. I just kind of revised the presentation I made a little bit last night. I think I'm good to go with that, and I'll let you know how the presentation goes or what the general vibe was in the room from what I could tell. And then the rest of the day, I think my goal is going to be to really just try and make sure I'm ready for the first day today. I feel like I always put that off until the Friday before school starts, and then that Friday I just always feel like I end up running out of time, and I hate that feeling. I really want to just relax this weekend and just, you know, not feel like I need to scramble around to be ready for the first day. So that's how I'm feeling going into my first contract day. Again, this is my first contract day. We have today, Thursday, Friday, and kids start on Monday. And yeah, that's all I know to say right now. So when the time feels right and when I feel like I have time to kind of sit down and properly check in with you guys, I will do so. But I'm gonna apologize in advance if it's not for hours later. So in the meantime, wish me luck on this presentation. Hello there, it is 4:52 and I am home, and I didn't get very much footage at all in my classroom. I meant to, and as soon as I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a little break and kind of update the people on how the day is going, is when I picked up my camera only to realize I left the memory card at home. So I just figured that was God's way of saying just take this first day back and really focus and be productive. So I think I got a little bit of footage like of me working using my phone. And I'm gonna keep this really short just because I'm meeting a friend for dinner soon. And I just kind of wanna really like unwind and decompress. But I am so happy to say, in my opinion, the presentation on Whose House went really well today. I, you know, had a few minutes. Well, let me back up. I'm really thankful that my principal and one of the vice principals did a really good job of setting it up and tying it into PBIS and endorsing it and really making it clear how beneficial this will be to students and staff and how necessary it is, especially coming off the school year that we had. And then they like pass it on once again, the memory card ran out of space. I got to delete some old footage after this. They passed it on to me, and then I presented like the details of it, shared the slide presentation with them. And as I was presenting, and even when the principals were talking, like there was a lot of head nodding when we were talking about just the need to really kind of have something like this on campus. And even with the first day being like the quote unquote no backpack day, where we're just really focusing on community building and connecting with students. And the principal made a really good point that I hadn't really thought about, and that he was saying, you know, the 6th graders are just new to middle school in general, and they've had a rough year last year. The 7th graders, really, this is going to be their first time, or they spent very little time on campus as 6th graders, and same for the 8th graders. So everybody, no matter what grade they're in, just needs that opportunity to kind of just reacclimate themselves to just being on campus and being around students and teachers, and getting over like some of the anxiety that they may have with doing that. So they really set it up nicely, and there was a lot of head nodding. I think everybody, well, I can't say everybody, I think many of us in the room are just kind of like, yes, we just need to kind of reset, refocus. And the first day of school after a year that we've just had is really perfect for that. So I presented it. Of course, there was a little anxiety and nervousness about just getting my thoughts across clearly and making sure everything made sense. So I presented. It only took me a few minutes, and then afterwards I had a few people in different grade levels say it all made sense, that they were really excited. They wanted to hurry up and find out what house they were in. They wanted to find out if they could buy shirts. And so I got a positive response from quite a few people. There are some people, I don't know how they felt one way or the other, because they were pretty neutral in terms of their facial expressions, and I'm sure there were people that were like, absolutely not, this is dumb. But that's to be expected with just any new thing. So I did my best to kind of talk about like the why and where this came from and all of that. So I'm happy with how it went, and we shall see going forward. So I gave them everything that they needed. I gave them the no backpack day activities that I had come up with based on what I had seen at the CATA conference. I gave them the slide presentation that they could share with their students. I gave them the point values and how that's all set up. Gave them the spirit days. And so got positive response from that as well. I also set up training with the tracking company that we're going to be working with. That was giving me anxiety, so we're all set to be trained on that on Monday, which is good because that means that we can start awarding points from the beginning. I do expect it to be a little like bumpy in the beginning with teachers on how to find ways to help students keep track of their points, make sure they have points and all of that. So I need to make sure I'm just patient in that regard. So that went well, and then the rest of the day I was really productive. I did exactly what I wanted to do. I made sure that I was ready for the first day, which was pretty easy because those slide presentations that I had to share with everyone for no backpack day had already been made because I worked on that over the summer. I cleaned up my room a little bit and made sure I had like piles, like there's some leadership stuff that needs to be stored, and there were textbooks in certain places. I cleared the countertops. And the only thing I needed to do, and I tried to do it, but I didn't have the chart paper with me, is I needed to make a couple of chart posters for the first day of school. And I even got my annual staff notifications done, which is early for me because I am the teacher that's like waiting till the very last minute. So all in all, I would say it was a successful first day. And then physically, surprisingly, my leg, I'm not saying my leg was fine, but there's a certain kind of pain that I would have if I was standing or walking for too long. And I didn't really have too much of that. There was still soreness there, but it's less than what it has been in the past couple of days. The only thing I'm dealing with now is just by the end of the day, my back just feels like tight. So I just gotta work on that. But that's it. Riley is here. He was not too pleased about being alone for as long as he was, huh, Riley? You were really barking when I got home, huh? You were letting me know that you were not okay with that, huh, Roo? Look at you, getting your camera time. Show them your patty cake, Riley. He's so cute. So He was happy when I got home, but also dogs are just so smart. Like this morning when I came downstairs, he knew like, oh, it's back to work. Let me just go ahead and get in the laundry room, which is where he stays while I'm gone. And then I just realized this is my first school year in what, 15, 16 years that Genesis wasn't a part of it, or a part of my first day or home when I got home. So that made me a little bit sad, but it is what it is. It's time for me to take my medication. So yeah, good day. I am gonna make a list of things to do tomorrow. I really, so far I've been liking my day designer and having that little task list. This kept me on track, but I just definitely wanted to let you know how the presentation went, and just kind of keep it short there. So if you enjoyed seeing me on my first contract day, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you head over there. Follow me at Smarty Style. And as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you are not well, please be well. And I will see you tomorrow. See you then.